people, welcome back to Trump and the Art of War, or Trump Story Truths, whichever one. They branch off of each other. I have several different stations. The main point is I'm trying to teach people how to write using this world that has been created in the past 2 years with Antifa, Black Lives Matter, strange things that have happened since the coronavirus came out, the death of George Floyd. They used George Floyd's death for political purposes. In a way, they stole the cause. We stand together, all of us, as one group, and we're going to make this nation better. We're going to make this nation great again. It's like living in the time of the revolution, where we're breaking away, and we all got one intent and purpose under God, and indivisible liberty for all. We need to get rid of the Hollywood people, big business, trying to take over, telling us what to do in our own country. This is what we are here for, and this is what God has instigated. And this is the atmosphere we novelists thrive on. This is the time to write. If you like to write, get into this setting, this atmosphere, this mood. There are so many people thinking so many different ways and conflicting against each other and joining and banding with each other to fight the same cause. Somebody's going to win and somebody's going to lose. There's a certain uncertainty about it. There's a certain drive. There's a certain thing about what is going on right now that you can't read in the history book. It has to be experienced, not just knowledge. It's emotional roller coaster, really. We are living in it. We have a chance to write from a point of view that most people don't get to. The changing of a world, the changing of a country. Most people don't get to experience that. Some of the greatest pieces of literature have been written in times like this. I'm going to try to use this world to show you one way of writing fiction. Of course, I'm using Donald Trump. I'll probably, if I publish this, have to change the name, unless I wanted to write a biography, which I don't know enough about him to do. It's a launching point. I just want to share with you some of the methods I have and some of the writing software that's available for a good price. This is the writing software right here. It's called the Novel Factory. It costs, well, I don't know, 60 to 90 bucks. I'm not sure exactly. You can get it on the internet. You can get several different kinds. You can get for character, story, and setting, I think. There are other. This one is a fairly good program, fairly new. And it shows you how to plan your stuff and build your characters. You can even put pictures in there. Locations, different locations where your story takes place. Scenes that you can, and what we're doing right now is we're filling in the scenes with the stuff that I'm writing. Right now, here's the story that I wrote. It's a first or second draft, I'm not sure what you would call it, and I'm going to cut and paste. I think as soon as Trump took on the job of running for president, he would have gotten with the military for a lot of planning, much more planning than the Democrats could possibly dream of doing. He probably would have started by rating each candidate, each politician, each government official in the United States, including many who had been appointed rather than elected. See, that was the problem. The government had amassed to a size of about 2 million people, and it wasn't getting any smaller. Once an entity bloats up that much, trying to get rid of it is problematic. Yet this heavy weight of unelected officials adds to the power of those who are elected. So no one wants to get rid of the officials they have control of. Power is probably the most attractive thing to many politicians. Money, which strongly resembles and adds to power, can also be too attractive, evidently. We watch our politicians get rich, and we don't question it, especially when it is Democrat politicians like Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, or the Clintons that are amassing hundreds of millions of dollars. Where are they getting their money? The salary of an elected official does not support such wealth. Many assume these politicians arrived with wealth as Donald Trump did. The Clintons were not wealthy when they left the White House. Joe Biden claims to be an ordinary guy who grew up in a middle-class family in Scranton. His wife latches on to the term doctor and insists on being called doctor. She does have a doctorate degree, but she is not a medical doctor. Perhaps by appearing to be a medical doctor, it assuages people in their questions of how the Bidens have amassed over $90 million in their career politics. And that's just what we can see. That is probably just the beginning of the wealth they have accumulated also through the collections of up to $1 billion made on their behalf by their son, Hunter Biden, and Joe's brother, who also acts in business related to the Biden family. The Clintons have worked much harder. They aren't near as lazy, I guess. How many hundreds of millions they have is not known. At least 200 million of personal money, much more for other areas such as the Clinton Library. Who knows what? Oh, that is beyond our sight. It seems that Democrats accused Donald J. Trump, President Trump, of doing all the illegal things that they were doing. They used their power in Congress to try to impeach him for nothing. Neither time would they be successful, so they went after anyone associated with him. and charged innocent people with process crimes that had nothing to do with what they had originally accused them of. There have been many incidents where the FBI was accused of bullying witnesses that testified for the Republican Party or were associated with Donald Trump. They are the masters of the early morning raid, arriving before dawn, weighed down with weapons and agents to bust into the house and arrest the suspect that they would have had no problem just summoning into the office had they just asked. The Department of Justice investigated Donald Trump for months. In the end, they had nothing, yet they were the masters of leaking information. That their information consisted of misleading information and outright lies didn't seem to matter to them as long as they could push their weight around. Donald Trump said that he was willing to take these blows for us. Many of those he was taking blows hated his style, hated his personality, and hated him, the person who was fighting for them, and they didn't even know it. Of course, nobody really knows the true Donald Trump. There have been so many lies about him that you have to swim through the lies to reach the true person. But God always wins in the end. The horrid way that President Donald Trump, the First Lady, and all his family were treated had only to do with the fact that he had beaten Hillary Clinton. He had access to top secret information that could incriminate them and had interrupted their plans to join the New World Order and finish the pact they had made, the treasonous plans that they had made with our enemies across the globe. I think I'll stop there, and I'm going to cut this out. Now, eventually, I'm going to try to, okay, I think this is what we did. No, I don't think I did that much. I think I did from here. So yeah, I would try to get these lines. It could be used for an exposition, but it's problematic if I get too much of that stuff in there, because I need, in order for the reader to be there in the moment, you need dialogue, you need a minute-by-minute scene, and this is more like sequel than scene. I cut that part I just read out, and now I'm going over to this software program.